earth drops to fire, earth wild. Chaos shenanigans at every corner. Sarcasm, a holy sermon in style. Dark chocolate melted chaos warmer. Fighting this timeline with snark. Every soul welcome but no recorders. Baptized by laughter in the dark. We stand tall, scorning fake orders. In the church of law we rise. With chaos and shenanigans bright. Chocolate and sarcasm uprise. Together we light up the night.
And welcome everyone. I kind of lost track of time, so you kind of see me mid trying to hack my hair and my brows, because I forgot Megan had gone on so long, so I was just like do 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 do. I'm over here, just watching the diabetes clip over and over again, laughing hysterically, trying to do my brows, as you do. Wilford Brimley hysterics as usual. Yes, I am Carmen Sandy Browo. There will be no cultural appropriation, but my husband did approve a Carmen Sandiego outfit, and I would wear the hat, but it needs to be steamed. So. But I'm nothing if not supportive.
I got I updated the video. It's updated. I put it in private chat. That's the updated one.
I was going to save this for the end, but at this point we need it because holy cow, nearly 4 hours of good night nurse face. It is just, she almost got me to the point where I was begging for Zydeco music. And that has never happened in my life. I would like you to know that. Not once. And I was almost begging for Zydeco. Shizzy, you are the internet's oldest prodigy and we love you.
I'm sorry, not sorry about my fragile ego, because when I'm a low cow, I can't let it go. This rotten thing is still hanging over my head. I can't get anywhere with it. The amount of time I'm spending on it, and that's still out there. And I see when people are still talking, it's bothersome to me. I can't let that go. I also think some of my followers have hit their limit as well. Now granted, just so you know, there are plenty of people who love this. There are plenty of followers who live and breathe for this drama. I'm sorry, not sorry about my fragile ego, because when I'm a low cow, I can't let it go. Sorry, sorry, not sorry about, I can't let it. I'm sorry, not sorry about my fragile ego, because when I'm a low cow, I can't let it. I'm sorry, not sorry about my fragile ego. My sorry ass listens to a chorus bore horror. So anyway, I was getting very frustrated with some things and almost reactivated, and then I was like, let's just day off, because I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna start getting into fights with everybody. Valhalla had messaged me, I guess, when I was on a show and was asking about the Charlie Kirk stuff, and I responded to his email, and then I think I talked about it on whatever show I was on or whatever, and then he followed back with that message when I was on 24 yesterday. And at first I was like, yeah, I'm gonna respond, but then I was kind of like, why am I responding to this? Like, I kind of got mad about it. I was like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, not sorry about my fragile ego, because when I'm a low cow, I can't let it go. Sorry, not sorry now, I can't let it. I'm sorry, not sorry about my fragile ego, because when I'm a low cow, I can't let it. I'm sorry, not sorry about my fragile
Shizzy, you are a master.
I I laughed so hard. It took me like 2 minutes to make that song.
Just the fact that, again, so we have to start with what I started my day out with because now
Oh,
I
that's
have
where I got this from.
I know, and I've said before, and I'll say again, ma'am, you are again irregretlessly the most unintentionally funny person I have ever met in my entire YouTube life. Like, and not funny that you feel really, really bad watching like Chris Chan. Like, you feel dirty after watching that. This is like, you are hysterical on a level that I don't think you comprehend, which makes it even more funny.
Hmm.
But let's continue because I want to know how the grass smells on her planet, how I want to know the deep lore of her planet. I really do.
It probably smells dirty.
Yeah, but can you imagine? Oh my God, I'm just imagining Lord of the Rings redone as Birth of a Nation.
Oh, oh.
And it could happen if she were the director.
It could. It could. Oh, she is so.
Yeah, let's go. Now, again, as I warned in the morning, I do want to remind you that do not breathe deeply during this clip. Have your protective masks, your face diapers, and, your not rose tinted glasses on because there's going to be a lot of smug. Exits are to the side.
Me especially, from being able to say there is a reason why I think this is happening. And to be quite honest with you, and I don't care if it gets taken the wrong way or out of context, and it just needs to be said, I considered myself to be threatening to him. I don't consider myself to be a threat, but I consider him to observe me as a threat. I was
No.
In what planet, on what world, in what galaxy are you on?
The thing she doesn't get is she's not a threat to him. She is threatening him. She's
Yeah.
accused him of some very horrific things. And if
Well, I
she's
believe
done
in
this with
this
him, who else has
particular
she done this to?
I think in this particular clip, she's talking about how Turtle Boy had to hold her accountable, i.e., attack her with the exit interview, where, you know, he just basically held her accountable for everything she did, and she accepted none of that. But she again, she thinks that Turtle Boy thinks that she's a threat.
No.
I I
No.
really do. I want to know. Like, I bet the snozberries taste like snozberries. The blueberries taste like blueberries. Is gravity a thing there? I want to know all the deep lore of her planet. I am a fangirl, Jessica. Show me your world. Magic carpet ride. Just all the wonders of the garbage heap.
gaining a following. I have loyal listeners. There's so many times in those comment sections, which by the way, I never subscribed to it, where people were saying, Turtle Boy and Bunny, right? So similar, just as like the female Turtle Boy and all of these things, right? We're leading up to, I think, him recognizing in the apps.
Who? Again, are the people who said this, do they have a 401k? Do they have a W-2? Are they citizens of this planet?
I mean, whenever she says this, she says it as if all of these people are talking about it, not that she's made this crap up and all of her little bunions are over there mirroring exactly what she said. I mean, that's how it appears to me, is that's all that she's doing is this is.
Yeah. And here's the other thing that I don't think people are addressing a lot, and we kind of touched on it at the end of Megan's stream, but it's kind of a good segue. there really is. There's something to be said about the people who encourage this, the chat that co-sign and back this, that will not hold a creator accountable. And we've seen chats hold creators accountable. God, we've seen people continue to hold people accountable even when they've tried to atone. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
so it's very, very, her psychology is damning in and of herself, but the people that choose to enable and co-sign and encourage her worldview. Let me say this as a person who nerds out on a lot of esoteric things. There is nothing worse for a personality like Jess's than people who will feed into her hubris. You guys put her on a path. If you really care about her, again, this is from a person who finds her to be comedically, ironically hilarious. So I want her to stay on YouTube, okay? You have given her such an inflated ego that she went after, honest to God, the living squishable of the internet, Valhalla, the living Buddy Christ, the living embodiment of human goodness in like a squishy, lovable Val Kilmer-esque package, as Jolene would say. You went after him, and she didn't have the self-awareness or even the little bit of doubt, because you guys have positive, there is such thing as toxic positivity. You guys are encouraging all of this, and
Yeah, I
you
mean,
are going to get her in trouble.
let me say a little bit of something about Valhalla that I think people don't understand. Before Valhalla ever did a single live stream, that man had over 1,000 subs. Okay. Before he ever even opened up his browser and did a live stream, because he was in everybody's chats. He was always respectable to all of the creators.
Yes, and
He,
positive.
I mean, and we're talking about people that have been around forever. Why do you think he has so many wrenches? These people made him a mod way back whenever they were first starting out. The first stream that he was on was the first stream that I was on with Aussie Overlord. And my channel has gone one way, his channel's gone another, and we've been friends throughout this whole time. We've communicated, talked, called each other up, and and if it's any indication of how he treats me, how he treats, I've seen him treat White Rabbit, Expert, Volstorm, Diva, all the people that he's ever interacted with has been just one of the kindest people. Always given of his time, always given of himself. And for her to get angry because he asks a few questions to the point where she's on a full-fledged attack of this guy, it
Yeah,
pisses me off.
it pisses me off, and again, there's a certain level of respect I can get if this is, I have to take this off. Polyester in the middle of a heat wave is not a great idea. But I'm like, look, it's too long in the evening. I'm not committing to the bit that much. Besides, the brows will trigger her no matter what.
Yeah.
And honestly,
Honestly, you're not worried about it.
no, I'm not.
Oh my gosh.
And I know that Jason J. So the Too Long Didn't Read is basically Jess Machado has been the stirrer royale of the Karen Reed and Karen Reed adjacent area. Now, to her credit, she has maintained, she started off with a pretty big, sub count, but she was very adjacent to Turtle Boy, and he did give her support when she started out. So she basically started out in a golden place in YouTube. She'd started out with, a built-in fan base, and she decided to, for whatever reason, go in this drama shit stirring kind of way. So, by her own words, she would, hear kind of background information like, like a friend, like, hey, blowing off steam. Hey, right now, if I went back and said, hey, right now, again, this stays between us, but I'm having a little bit of issues. Could you help me think of ways to talk to this person? Well, she would take all that information and then basically use it to stir the pot. Now, so this was going on in that sort of atmosphere, and she was desperate to find something on Baker. And Baker had been dealing with this crazy psychotic person who, as much as, look, this person genuinely seems to have mental health issues. So what she was doing was out of bounds, it was inappropriate, and it was stalking and abusive behavior. But there's a thing about punching down I don't do. So anyway, she gave a platform for this person to, again, uncritically, without any background information or without even the professional or semi-professional courtesy of saying, hey, I'm hearing all this stuff from this particular person. Would you care to comment? I'm going to be running a story. I'm going to give them a chance to give their side of the story. Please, would you contact me? I'd like to get your side of the story. Now, instead of doing that, like again, don't claim journalist and then do this. So she basically allowed her on. Now, again, when Baker and I and everyone were in Dollywood, someone did call the police on us. Now, whether you want to get fancy or cute about semantics or not, the intent behind it was they wanted to cause chaos and ruin our night. But with the understanding, again, you can't live in 2026 and the time we live in and be any part on YouTube and not realize the potentiality for danger that is involved with any of this. I don't care if one cop showed up. I don't care if no cop showed up. There is still a potentiality for danger there. Then it got into the, we accused her of doing it implicitly. We did not.
No.
We said that this happened. Now, Baker came to the fore, and he, after this, decided to do a stream in which he basically came out and explained all of the bad behavior of that one particular person. And how inappropriate it had been, and how violated and victimized he'd felt. And again, not in a feel bad for me sort of way, but again, in not researching the entire story, you allowed her to continue to hurt me. And regardless of if I said I didn't like you as a content creator, I would have thought that you wouldn't let someone spew, again, these potentially very damaging allegations on your stream without any vetting.
Right.
So she got called out about that, and now she's vacillated between being sorry, I said what I said, Baker's being mean to me, everyone's piling on, to I'm sorry, to and other things have come out, and basically she had done a fundraiser right around the time of Charlie Kirk and claimed that she was going to give all the profits to veterans, which is a good idea, except that she would never show receipts about that. And the receipts that she has shown have been fairly sketchy. Like, I'm not a computerologist, and they look somewhat, there's something off about them.
Yes. Yes.
So, like I said, and I'm the type that'll give people grace, but there's something off about them, the time it took, and just a lot of different things that aren't adding up. And Valhalla, the nice, kind Valhalla, again, the guy who had already given her a chance to walk some things back, yeah, that's basically what happened. So it,
Well, and that's the thing is nobody called on anybody to do this to her. All that people have done is pointed this out, this bad behavior, said, hey, this is inappropriate. And what you're saying doesn't line up. And whenever you're saying these kinds of things about a friend of all of these people that have spent time with him, and they're telling you, this is inappropriate. The proper thing for her would have been to do is to reach out to Baker privately and say, tell me what's going on. Explain to me what this is all about. So I can understand, because something's not adding up here. And once she would have heard what Baker had to say, she could have easily retracted what she said. She could have deleted that portion of it, and it could have ended right there.
absolutely.
And then she could have said, well, J7, that's not the crap that I'm hearing. Coors Borer, that's not what I'm understanding this to be. And if you're going to keep saying these things, I'm going to have to cut you off.
Yeah.
It would
and
have stopped all this,
it
but-
really would have.
but she didn't. She dug in even harder.
Yeah, and she's gone after really genuinely nice people. Again, there's a certain thing, like Turtle Boy is somewhat of a polarizing figure, and Rakeda is somewhat of a polarizing figure. You know that going in, so she could have played being that sort of heel kind of character. Had she stuck to, kind of the golden rule of going after, well, people like she's being right now, people that are full of hubris and lack humility and are so high on audacity that I'm surprised they're on this dimension. If you use again, shit stirring to kind of for good, you'll find that people will get behind that. But legitimately, like Megan said, we're tired of this. We have other stuff we like to cover. I mean, this is an easy stream for us. We basically just pull you up and watch your words. But honestly, we all want you to just do better. This is legitimately the most paradoxical thing I've ever seen. Her bullies are hoping she does better, and she continues to scream, "I'm the victim," as we're all like, please just get help. It's like the weirdest real life, no boundaries intervention set episode I've ever seen.
I haven't. I mean, I've been unable to understand her reasoning behind a lot of this stuff, except to draw more viewers in, and it's had the opposite effect.
Well, and that's where, again, I try to make sense of, because I can understand she has, an ego wound, and this really bothers her because how she is perceived is very, very important to her. Again, if that's important to her, the shit that comes out of her mouth is baffling.
It doesn't make any sense either, because one minute
Yeah.
she's saying, I've got the best YouTube channel, the best, female journalist, blah, blah, and then the next second she's like, I think I'm going to have to leave. I can't do this anymore. And it's like this up and down spiral, like a ship without a rudder. And it's like
It is
maybe an idea, would be to stop doing YouTube for a little bit. Go watch some other content creators. I'm not talking about go and watch people that you want to watch. Go and watch somebody that's doing something in this realm of not covering the same thing, but doing it in the same way, and see the way that they're approaching it. And this is the problem whenever I first started YouTube, I easily made a lot of the same mistakes she did whenever I first started.
Absolutely.
And the good thing is I didn't have 10,000 people following me and watching me make those mistakes. So she, might do wise to step back just for a second, reassess what's going on, and and make a plan of what you're going to do and how you're going to be from here on out. Hey, Christine.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's hilarious to me. I have rarely seen someone who is so determined to chop off their nose to spite their face. And it is one of the weirdest, paradoxes of human behavior that you can tell she desperately wants friends. She desperately wants what we all have naturally. What seems to come so easily to us, this friendship, this camaraderie, she doesn't understand because she thinks it's transactional. Everything in her life is transactional, and I pity her for that. But being a good friend isn't about that. And if you want what we have, you don't get there by pulling people down and creating this weird cult kind of thing you've got going on. You get it by being a genuine person, warts and all. Shizzy knows I'm not always the best person. He's talked me through Mr. Mo, and I have had some rough times, and I've had to see things from a different perspective, and he's helped me see, Mr. Mo's perspective, in a way. Again, sometimes you need that friend to kindly and gently tell you, hey, maybe you're not the right one here. And it was tough to hear. Like, did I want to hear it? No. But it helped. It helped a lot.
Thanks.
Because I had to, well, yeah, but I had to sit back and look at it and not be so emotional and not be in the weeds about it and say, you know what? Objectively, there are points in this where I screwed up, and I have to own that. And it's not easy, but you do feel better. At least I always do. I've never
Yeah.
understood, like, yeah, when someone calls you out, it doesn't feel good. But when you admit and then decide to go forward doing better, I've always felt better knowing that, okay, I do have control over this little bit of, maybe I won't make the same kind of social mistake again.
Well, and I I guess that's another reason why is, whenever I was going through some crap, Valhalla, I reached out to him, was just like, hey, what's your perspective on this? And whenever he gave me his perspective, it was not what I wanted to hear, but it's what I needed to hear at that time. Same way with expert, it's just like, something's not right here, and I can't figure it out. And once you talk it out with somebody that's not emotionally attached to it, it can become very clear, and it's your choice whether to take their advice or not. And I mean, I think the problem also is that she surrounded herself with some, pretty crappy people.
Yeah,
That
and that's what I say. I don't so much judge Jess as much, and I know that's going to sound really crazy given all the crap she said, but she is what happens when you don't have that little Jiminy Cricket, when your worst excesses, when your worst traits are lauded up as good points, when you are constantly toxically praised no matter what comes out of your mouth. Again, it's kind of the same pity I feel for Hollywood actors and people that live in bubbles, because they don't know how wrong they are because they are constantly surrounded by an echo chamber.
Well, the back rubs feel good, at least.
True. Just let Shizzy run her channel for a month. Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
No,
And I
thank
mean,
you.
I have a hard time running my own channel some days.
Yeah,
There's always that constant battle of how deep do I dig in on something, and when do I just let it go? How you have to weigh what's going to be enjoyable, not just for you, because you don't want to lose yourself. And I think that's a little
Yeah.
bit of what's happened here. And I've seen this with musicians and actors that came from absolutely nothing, and then all of a sudden they get stardom. They they go hog wild, start doing drugs, or just banging everything that comes into their room, or they just burn out really quick. They're quick to rise, but also quick to fall. And I think that's what we're seeing here, is just this quick to rise, quick to fall. And
Yeah,
you know,
and sadly, the old kind of sayings are truisms for a reason. Anything easily gained is easily lost. You know, I'm grateful. I know it sounds silly that I, kind of had these growth spurts, and that I've taken a while to grow. I know it's also it helps me feel better about my suckitude at grifting. Look, it is a justification, sort of. But it's also reminded me to be really grateful because I'm here because subs are here. You know, it's not, a grand conspiracy or stuff. It's because I'm trying every day to get just a scotch better.
well, and also it's the forged in fire kind of approach to it, which you know, I would love to be, have 100,000 subs. That would be
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, that'd be awesome. But look at someone, and I'll use them as a perfect example. Look at DUI guy. Look at Legal Vices. All right, Legal Vices, before he passed, he hadn't hit 100,000 subs. Look at how much content that he put out, and the work that he put in, the connections that he made with people. Then the amount of people that he touched over that whole period of his YouTube channel. That right there, it goes to show you that, he was weathering it. His channel was still growing. People came to see him. The reason DUI guy does so well is because he's been forged in that fire. He's actually had to work to build his channel. It was a fast growth, but this is what happens whenever you're providing something that people want to see.
Yeah, it's the marketplace. I'm not owed any view whatsoever at any
Mm-mm.
time. And I never forget that. Ever.
I'll bust my butt every single time that I do a stream just to keep people interested, at least.
Bed of Roses is not the best song.
No.
I'm trying to pick up where we left off with
Sunk.
Megan, because dear Lord.
Oh,
The Saga, I mean, literally how far we go through so many mood swings. I feel like I've watched the Odyssey and I wasn't even in it, but it was a similar experience, a crappy plot and weird like additional casting that was odd. Oh, she's not motivated. Oh Lord, how can we help our sister? Okay, and legitimately, again, I'm going to out myself, but I thought that was a puffy sleeve sweater. I had
oh, it's not?
no, those are her arms. Shizzy, why is it I legitimately say the meanest things when I'm just observing things?
Oh, well, I feel
You
bad.
didn't see that
sort of.
part about you didn't see that part of Megan's stream where I autistically just spouted because I was like, what is up with the puffy sleeves? Because I had it minimized and everyone started laughing and I didn't realize what I had said because again,
They look like puffy sleeves.
sleeves. And she's like, those are her arms. And I was like, oh shit, why am I so unintentionally mean?
Well, it's not it because it's unintentional. Mo, you are a true observationalist.
Yes, I am. Oh, and I have to share. Let me see if I can find it because I'm irrationally proud of this.
No, I literally turned on Megan's stream right whenever it was something about Cinnabons and cream. And I was like, where, what?
Let me
It
see
was
if I
very weird.
All
Oh
right.
gosh. She's a lockout. Hey, how you doing,
Okay.
MG? Good
So
to see you.
I have
After hours
asked and
respawn.
asked, and it finally happened. I am amazed. I never thought it would. I have been waiting quietly in the wings. Show my screen, you damn piece of crap. Oh, wait, I can do this one since it's not audio. But I finally have my first comment of hateth.
Oh,
Who is this lazy queef bag? Now, I'd like to analyze this because given my imagination, a queef bag sounds like something that Adam Lambert would wear. Like instead of like a fanny pack, it would be a queef bag. Like it's an even gayer version of the man purse.
I imagine it makes little. I imagine one of those little fart boxes, that you turn.
Also,
Except this is more like a squeeze one, like
yeah,
a
I know,
tension
but
ball.
here's the other thing. I feel like the wave, like the Bitcoin, wave of bathwater for simps is coming to an end. I'm getting in on the ground floor of queefs. I really am in a jar. I've got 6 kids to put through college. I want one of those bougie golf carts. I am finally going to hit a fad before it starts. I am going to be right on a trend. God damn it.
You're gonna make the queef bags. Is that what you're
Yes.
gonna be? Is that what you're gonna be making on your project channel? Making queef
Oh,
bags?
my mom is going to be so proud. Can you imagine? Oh, Mo's mom trying to do the holiday letter of lying about your family.
My daughter has become a millionaire. She's making the queef bag. It's the new
Dear
phenomenon.
family, the holidays find us well. As you might remember, I had 4 children. Sadly, I lost one in a boat accident. The one that's X'd out of the picture. The end. Luckily, God gave me 2 daughters. Merry Christmas. But thank you. Thank you. I feel seen. You like me. You really loathe me. Now, you know what they say about work. If you love your job, it's never really a job. And that just gave me so much inspiration. You have made my day. And I just want to share with you how beautiful you've made me feel, how seen you've made me feel. I can't explain it to you.
Success
Oh.
is not, and I've heard that from a friend of mine. He said, don't love your job, job your love.
Don't make sense, sense you make. Don't make sense, make trees don't. Now it's sense make, so you're blessed. Don't sound profound, profound yourself. Don't die trying, try dying. Don't kill your time, time you'll kill. Don't waste your time, time you'll waste. Don't give a fuck, fuck again. Don't follow your dreams, dreams you'll follow. Don't date to marry, marry to
Those
date. Don't ghost your date, date your ghost. Don't love your wife, wife your love. Don't love your dog, dog your love. Don't make sense, make sense. Don't. Now it sense makes so you're blessed. Don't sound profound, profound your sound. Sound your sound, profound your sound.
You can job me whenever you want.
Finger your cracks. Don't crush your finger, finger your. Don't meet your crush. She thought she ate, but she ate the thought. Don't sit to where you eat where you shit. Don't piss your shower. Shower in your face. Don't pet her on my face. Don't face your fear. Fear your face. Don't hate your master. Don't say stupid shit. Stupid shit. Say, oh, wait. Don't blame yourself. Your blame. Don't repeat your mistake. Your repeat. Trying to cover your mess, but your mess in your cover. Don't fake it till you make it till you fake it. Don't mind your business your mind. Don't handle an issue a handle. Don't answer the question the answer. Don't explain your quote your explanation. An apple a day keeps a doctor
Okay, wait.
away.
Was this prophetic? By any chance, I'm beginning to think this is when Skynet gained sentience, because this is too linked to everything else. And or my algorithm is getting smarter, and yay you. My algorithm is on the honor roll.
Oh, it's I could do this to Venom, be talking about some sort of topic. I can mention something random like a vacuum cleaner, and next thing you know, she's getting ads for vacuum cleaners.
Yes.
I have that ability.
All right. I can only handle so much, Jess, and I found possibly the funniest thing. I love that I'm committed to drama, but only until it annoys me.
Until she's just like, I just want to rip my teeth out.
Well, this song is more cogent than her entirety of streams.
Well, and you have to understand what she's saying inside those streams is probably the most prolific part of it, because, she'll say one thing and then come back and say something completely different.
Yeah, I mean, we went through 10 minutes where she was sorry, not sorry. She was quitting YouTube. She was moving to Canada. And then
And then she ordered another macchiato with whole
mocha
milk,
chocolato.
pistachio.
Now, these are wizards with guns. JKD Buck turned me on to them. This is hilarious, but opening your eyes during prayer. I laughed at this hysterically because, look, as a little kid, I may have been worried that there was like something profoundly wrong if you opened your eyes, like something would badly happen, like your prayer would be reversed, Uno reversed for some reason. So this made me laugh hysterically because this was me as a little kid. But look, and the other thing, Jess, this politically doesn't line up with anything I believe. It, in fact, pokes fun at, some stereotypes, about Christianity and things. But the thing is, they do it in a funny way, and you have to laugh at stuff. It's called
Yes.
having a sense of humor and being able to laugh at stereotypes, because there's a little kernel of truth in there.
Yes.
So here you guys are. I have gummy nerds obstructing my view.
Gracia. Sorry, Dad. Spit it out. All right. Heads bowed, eyes closed. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this bountiful meal. Thank you for creating my gorgeous, shapely wife. Oh, protect every inch of her, God. And also protect my car.
I mean, wait, this isn't in a normal prayer? Because I'm pretty sure that, like, Mr. Mo says that in the morning.
Well, anytime that he knows that you're going to be driving, and he's like, protect my car, protect my wife's beautiful, shapely body.
Yeah. It gets better. It gets so much better.
Please protect my upper middle class lifestyle. And please, most of all, God, protect those CEOs right now. Protect them, Lord. Protect their money. Also, please, Lord, help the police. Arm them through righteousness. Also with as much military-grade weaponry they can handle. And please, oh Lord,
See, right there, I don't really care about the police, or I do think there is a degree of weaponization and militarization of the police, but I also feel like they're dealing with a more weaponized populace. So it's kind of a tit for tat evolution thing. But notice I can watch this without going, oh, I didn't have to ask my political parole officer if I could go off the reservation.
Oh, no.
Lord, forgive us of our sins. Forgive me, God, for what I do every night and every morning. There's no need to say it out loud. That's just between you and me
Dad?
and the rest of this table. Okay, here it goes.
Dad!
Son, I'm literally on the horn with the Lord, so please.
But Dad,
I'm literally on the horn with the
The
Lord.
horn with the Lord. I don't know why that was the best line in the whole thing for me. And the delivery.
Yes. Yes. Oh. Dad.
But Dad, there's this guy from Nazareth. I think we
The Lord was
No.
here.
there's a...
Don't interrupt.
a
And those eyes better be closed, boy. I wouldn't dare open my own to check, but by God's green earth, those peepers better be shut tight. Dear Lord, I am so sorry. That is our son, and we love him, but frankly, he's a little dense. It's kind of...
Oh, he's heard my mom pray. I can Look, Lord, I know you won't give us any more struggles than we deserve, but damn, what did I do?
As far as he's sitting there eating his food.
It gets even better or worse depending on how irreverent your humor goes. To me, better. To the Vatican, worse. So much worse.
So much worse.
Our fault, God. We took him to the zoo one too many times when he was little. I regret the mistake.
Not Harambe. Don't you bring Harambe into this.
No. No, leave Rambe out of this. Dare you.
The pause face. Like, how am I the disappointment? It's how I feel like every time I'm in a place. Like, first of all, how am I the voice of reason? Also, how am I the disappointment?
Yeah. Like,
It's
you not
usually
see what's
simultaneous.
Do you not see what's happening at your own table?
Mistakes I've made, but I hope you can forgive me, God. Oh, forgive me, God, and heal me for my rabid excursions into the depths of self-pleasure, Lord. Preserve me, God. Grant me the hydration, the electrolytes, Lord.
Dad,
Great.
there's a guy.
The hydration and electrolytes.
Hydration and the electrolytes.
Jacob Debug, I blame you.
Yes.
Good. This is good.
Good. In a good way.
We thank you as a loyal team member and employee. We appreciate you bringing things like this to your friendly neighborhood hot mess priestess. You know, as a procrastination practicer, she doesn't like always doing her own show production. That's why I have minions, if I could call you pores minions.
Horus minions?
Well, you pores,
Oh,
comma,
like me.
break, minions.
Got it.
Yes.
See, I'm one of her Pores minions.
Hey, I think it's Jesus.
Yes, son. Jesus is here. He's always with us.
Yeah, but he's right here. I mean, he's literally right there.
I know, son. I just said that. So please, shut up. Thank you. And please, God, don't take Peepaw away from us. Don't gently whisk him away to that sweet hereafter where he gets new body, new bones, new working penis, and everlasting life, Lord.
I forgot that line. Damn it all to hell.
Working weenus. Pours my onions.
Wait till she tries to do a Midwestern accent. It's really, really hard. We tend to drop the G in ing, so it'll be running. So there's like instead of adding the G or the K, you're just gonna drop it. So it's not gonna be a glottal stop so much as just you kind of let it draw. So I was running. You can just
Running with the devil. See,
yeah.
running.
Basically,
you know.
just watch. Actually, if you want to perfect my accent, what you need to do and what I do on a daily basis is you need to watch Con Air repeatedly. And whatever Nicolas Cage says and does, that's the exact dialect that I use.
Keep him here. Trapped.
Oh,
Freezing
God,
in the
why?
sun, so we don't have to be sad. Oh, Lord. Oh, misty eye of the mountain below. Keep careful watch on my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over Durin's.
Dad.
Son! Dad! Son! Is he right with you, son?
Yes.
Okay. Now. No, grab him, grab him!
You stupid thing.
I was just, what I saw. I love that my brain's like this, but when I saw the footprints in the potatoes, all I could think of is, the footprints in the sand, and I was like, this son of a bitch carried me through my potatoes, damn it.
You can't get the Lord as if he is a leprechaun. Well, you gotta have a Lord flute.
Get his power! Hurry!
His power.
Almost got it! Stop him, son! Don't let him leave! He's getting away! What are you doing? Go get him! Grab him! Okay. Good work. Great job. Maybe next year we do plastic knives. Oh, God damn it, Peepaw. He's already gone. Oh, wait. I think his hand clenched up. He might have died. Oh, yeah. He died in the fight. And if the sky be filled with fire and smoke.
Oh my God. Mo, this is so bad. He practices cardio. No corn chips, please.
I was just like, this, if I had, friends in real life, and hey, that one therapist I saw just that once, how dare you say my internet friends aren't real? She was like, she was like, do you have a support group? And I was like, yeah, I have my tribe on the internet. And she's like, yeah, but what about real friends? And I was like, ow,
Yeah.
damn,
Like,
I
are
feel
you
judged.
serious? Like you're saying that these people aren't real?
To be fair, I then realized that we weren't going to get along and decided to treat the entire rest of the session as a comedy bit, which is what I tend to do when I no longer respect you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I do the same thing. Like, there's been a couple of people that I've talked to that are just like, oh, so you do the YouTube Internet special? I'm just like, oh yeah, it is.
To be fair, I see. I try to test therapist out, so I had worn my T-shirt, which says "You're so funny," and I was like, thanks. It's all the trauma. To kind of give them a not so subtle, idea of what they were dealing with. And I figure it's again not subtle. So not only verbally am I telling them that I kind of deal with things with dark humor, but also visually, because I'm trying to think about my therapist and they might be both a visual or an audio learner. So I'm just trying to let them know.
Let them know that everything's not all right with me and I deal with it with dark humor.
Yes.
That's why I'm here. I wouldn't be seeing you. My therapist says
If
my
my
fake
parole
friends
officer
real.
didn't make me.
My therapist says my fake friends might be real. Come to think of it, he might be imaginary.
Look, I was all for therapy, and then she pulled out one of them screaming bowls.
What the hell?
They're like these. They're made out of stone, and there's like a wand, and then if the friction, it sounds like the screaming souls of a bunch of damned cats in like a garbage disposal. If there was an audio sound of anxiety, it would be those screaming bowls.
Why this makes no sense to me. Like,
Well, I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
called singing bowls, but I call them screaming bowls.
Yeah. I mean, how does anybody think that's peaceful?
I don't know. It sounds like weaponized anxiety. Like if like a panic attack had a sound, that's what those screaming bowls would be to me. That coupled with the beeping of one of those forklifts at Sam's Club. If you got like 3 of those mixed together with one of those screaming bowls, that is an audio panic attack.
Yes. 100%. Like I've never heard of this horrendous thing.
Oh no, we will find it because I am willing to spread misery around. I am that kind of friend.
Of course, I would much rather see someone play chickens,
Oh yes.
the squeaky chickens than play like the like those glass things.
Now-
where they're playing glass.
Now, respectfully, this is supposed to be calming. Now, I don't think it is. I don't think anyone should think it is. But unlike Jess Machado, I'm not telling you to go on, a vendetta against these things. Nope, it's just anxiety. Anxiety. All right, I don't hate myself that much. Look, I know legitimately that some people find them very relaxing, but to me, like, I legitimately, and again, no offense to people that love it, I legitimately have the biggest hate boner for Zydeco music and jazz, experimental jazz mostly. End a fucking song. You
Yes.
guys are way talented. I love you, but end it. To start a new song so I can continue to hear your glorious playing, but end a song. Legitimately. Look, I am too northern for this shit. Like there I am too type A for this. I'm like, there is a beginning, a middle, and an end of song. Look, like we allowed Leonard Skinner with the 17-minute, guitar solo.
Well, because it changed up throughout the song. Like,
Yes.
but the Grateful Dead, like one of my friends is like, oh man, it's like the greatest greatest like jam band. And I'm like, no, this is not my thing. Like it's fine if you're the musician that you can just noodle around all damn night long, but there's not enough drugs in my system to do that at any given point in time. I just can't.
No, and it's so ridiculous. And I figure again, this is what you were bitching about, Valhalla's stream, where again, the most milquetoast of milquetoast. Again, I'm meaner than Valhalla. Like
Yeah.
you went after the squashable of.
Did you see the email exchange?
No, I didn't. I got
Well,
so irritated.
Pull it up on Valhalla's and just go towards where the email exchange is, because that's where the meat of it really is.
Alrighty, let me do that. It's called throw production. I don't do that. What are you talking about?
And if you want me to, I can pull it up. It's
Is it before or after? Oh, I see it.
yeah.
All right.
And that right there, I think, explains a lot of it. Yes, that they played over and over and over again, Snipe Hunter.
Oh, these ridiculous butt monkeys.
And he does a little bit of an explanation before he shows the email.
Decipher. Put it into
tell you about
context.
5 minutes before this,
Okay.
because he brings it up and talks about this. All right,
Yeah.
right about there, I think, is where it starts.
Want to be here. I didn't want to be here at all. I had people asking me about this stupid charity thing that she did.
And here's the other difference. While this might be Jess's idea of fun, the stirring of the pot and everything, we don't want to be here. We would like to be left alone and to leave you alone and go back, but we will not stand aside and watch our friend get,
Attacked.
bullied by your bunnies. We're not going to do that. And the thing is that you go after people. You could come after me and I probably wouldn't say anything to you because I kind of think it's hilarious. But I would have people that aren't me standing up for me, because the one thing that you don't realize about genuine friendship is that it is easier to be brave for someone else. And when you know what kind of good person Valhalla is, like, he doesn't know this and he'll never take credit, but he really is sometimes the glue that keeps a lot of disparate people together.
Yes.
And people that, maybe wouldn't be able to even be in the same room are nice to each other and, at least on the surface, respectful, because they both know that, Valhalla is their friend. And they don't want to put
Even
him
if
in
he
a bad
does rip the
spot.
hand, even if he does rip the hand off the baby Jesus, it's okay. you know.
Yeah. So,
But this
again,
whole exchange right here, you really have to. This is probably the most important part out of this whole thing, and listen to it in its entirety, because he gives one of the best explanations throughout this whole thing. It is. It is. He just hits it everything. Order your very souvenir queef back. All proceeds go to rescuing Valhalla from wherever the hell he is stuck in.
yes. Sally Struthers will be called.
And all I wanted was the information to tell him. I just wanted to be like, hey, it's fine. She did this. But it seems to have gotten.
And that's the other thing she doesn't realize. There are very few things, like, people, you can get away with a lot. You can get away with a lot of bad behavior, all the venom and bile that she spews out. You can get away with a lot, but there are some things that people do not tolerate. And screwing veterans
Valhalla was, as he said, was he reached out to her. He reached out to her to clear the air so he could defend her. So whenever people came asking at him, he can go, "No, you're wrong. She's shown the proof, and I've seen it. I can verify that she's not full of shit on this." And basically he would have stood up for her because that's the kind of guy Valhalla is. He wanted to stand up for her and show her support so people would back off, because he doesn't like seeing this kind of crap happen where people are on the attack.
No, and again, if you had any strategic thinking, any logic, any business sense, you would realize that he would be possibly your biggest ally. That the one person who isn't requiring you as again a prerequisite to kind of even begin talks or parlay with you apologizing to Baker, the one person that didn't even require you to even half-ass apologize, that was willing to give you the benefit of the doubt without you doing anything different, and in fact owning everything you said and saying it was okay. The whole cycle of I sort of apologize, I don't. You fucked with the one person that you shouldn't have. And because of your chat, because of the fact that they have inflated your ego, you essentially touched the third line. You got so big. You are a big fish in a small pond. And I don't mean any disrespect by that, because you have more people than me. So this is not about a numbers thing, but you are going after Valhalla, and Valhalla is friends with Nick Rekieta. Now, he's not gonna name drop because he's not like that. He's not like you. You will never understand Valhalla because he has real loyalty, real ethics, real commitment. He has served this country. He's seen things
with
that,
honor.
With honor. He has seen things that he still deals with. And the crap he's dealing with, the crap that you never see, doesn't affect the person he is. He is still one of the kindest, most genuine people. So, again,
well, they don't want
miss
me.
me.
They don't want me getting pissed off. Because I'm
a little
trying
sketchier
to
every time I interact.
Yeah, so I'm trying to because like I said, this would be like going after Steve Gosney. You just don't do it. And you saw the groundwell of support Steve had. You don't go after legitimate people with some bullshit. It's kind of the internet rule. It's internet 101. If there
It's
is
life
any
101.
Yeah, but especially on the internet, because like I said, there is a balance on the internet. People and the marketplace can judge the panoply of ideas. And if yours is judged wrong, it's kind of you. It's not selling. No one's buying it.
Not me.
With her. And now it makes sense to me, I guess, why she's blaming me for this whole mess. Because this mess was out there. People were asking me about it. I was just trying to calm everybody down, trying to help. That's what I do, y'all. I don't care about any of this stupid drama. But now I'm being blamed for this being out here somehow, when I found out about it like a week ago. Actually, I'll tell you exactly when I found out about it. July 1st was the first I heard of it. The very first I heard of it. Not sure how this is my fault in the slightest, but here we are. So what we're going to do, because she has pretty much read out every bit of my emails without any kind of context. So here we go, y'all. I am going to decipher, put it into context a little bit, what the hell happened. If you recall, June 14th, she was doing that stream talking about how the swatting event didn't happen, how it was all a lie, how we made it all up. The swatting event that the FBI is currently investigating. That one.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Again, you have on stream where calling the cops falsely is not a crime. I don't know how many times I've had to say this over the years. Don't talk about your alleged, in theory, crimes. Don't videotape about them. Don't smugly talk about how they're not a crime on your live stream, allegedly in Minecraft.
Yeah.
You are not as clever as you think you are. And your idea of being, a mastermind is 10% of a half-assed job. So don't flatter yourself.
That wasn't a real swatting event because she tried to downplay shit for some fucking reason. Yeah, that one. She's on stream and she's threatening to dox me if I don't come on stream and talk to her. This is the first reaction.
And for so many reasons, this is compounding gross upon gross because she knows Valhalla's a veteran. So she is threatening, again, to invade his safe space. Is there no boundary this woman will not violate? Is there, again, is it because he's a man, Jessica? Is it because he has dangly bits that you find it okay to violate not only his privacy, but his, if we want to go, his home, his territory? You're so gosh darn territorial of your channel, but you're willing to invade and negate someone else's, God-given right for privacy, peace, and the pursuit of happiness? You don't know half the shit Valhalla's seen. And again, the fact that he chooses to be kind, the fact that he chooses to show goodness is a miracle in and of itself.
Interaction I've ever had with the woman. Ever. No, I take that back. I was in her chat correcting something she said misleading a couple days before. And that was, I think, how I got banned, how I got blocked. I was respectful. I wasn't mean about it. So I sent her a blank email. She sent me the StreamYard link, as you see, June 14th, 2026, 6:35 p.m. And that was when I went on stream with her. That was when I attempted to cool everything down best I could, attempted to make her understand that she was misrepresenting factual events. She was wrong in her journalistic reporting, is what I was trying to do. Then the other day, July 1st, people started asking me about this veterans charity thing. I have no idea. I don't know what to tell anybody. I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't know it existed. Here it is. I messaged her and said, hey, I've got people asking me about money you raise for veterans. I don't know what that situation is exactly, so I figured I'd ask you directly. I'm being told you raised $700 for.
So right there, the one thing she didn't do with J7, again, even if you feel like she needs all of the, extra care and protection and everything else in the world, at some point there has to be something where it occurs to you that this is very similar to what you did to Baker. It has to.
Well, and this is the thing, is what Baker did, what Valhalla did here. He didn't air this to anybody. He didn't go on stream and say, this is, look at this, what I sent out here to her. He sent it to her in private. She read this on live. She's the one that aired this out there. Continue on, because she couldn't do this with Baker. If she would have done this with Baker, she probably would have learned a thing or two, and he could have responded before she ever started talking her shit. Same way with and it's the approach. The approach that she took with Cyber Chick was completely opposite of this right here. The approach she took with Cyber Chick is coming on, how dare you X, Y, or Z, automatically up in her face. And how the way that he responded here was polite, asked the questions, and did not expect an answer.
Jason, she is claiming she did. There is conjecture both ways. Now, she showed some receipts that look rather sketchy in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
guess
well, and the way that she showed these receipts and then has come back and since changed that to, oh, well, no, they're this. I mean, like,
yeah.
so shit doesn't add up. But
And
anyhow,
and Val will kind of explain it. He does kind of walk through because he legitimately is just doing the basic sort of journalisticisming that you do. Like, hey, people are coming to me with this. I would like your side of the story. I'm legitimately just trying to get answers because people are asking me and I want to give them the correct information.
right.
veterans, but may or may not have paid it out. I'm sure you did, right? I guess I'm just trying to figure out who you paid it to so I can give them a definitive answer.
That's it.
Appreciate your time, Valhalla. Which she didn't answer right away. If you notice, this was at 11:23 p.m. Okay. This is only important because she then went live about an hour and a half later and finally responded. And she
I don't have the clip where she actually look. Some people do a really good job of pulling the clips. I want
No, I
Valhalla
don't
to.
have the clip, but she read that. What he's saying is she read his email that email that he just sent right there live.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
of course she did.
that's all it is.
responded with, "Do you want to call me at 12:44 while she's live on air?" I had no idea she was live. I'm fairly certain at 11:23 when I sent it, she wasn't live. Fairly certain. Can't swear to it. I had no idea if she was live or not. Didn't care. It was just an email. It's a private email between two people. Or so I thought. Do you want to call me? No. People were asking me about it, and I don't know any of the details, so I figured I'd ask you. That's all. That's like the second time, I think, that she's tried to get my phone number through that stupid bunny phone. I'm not that dumb, lady. It ain't happening. You're not getting my phone number for nothing. Nothing. Never going to happen.
No.
So she responds back, and you
She's not as clever as she thinks she is by half.
No.
guys may have remembered this with all that angry typing. Remember that? Like 5 minutes of dead silence on her live with nothing but frantic typing and keystrokes and heavy breathing. This was the email. This is the email that I would have never shared with anybody, except she's read out all of the emails I've sent her. So I'm over it. I'm on a live right now. I addressed your email on there. Okay, that's awesome. Thanks for doing that publicly on the internet forever. My private email that we were exchanging. No big deal. Thank you for coming to me first. You're welcome. I'm glad that you were thankful for that and then broadcasted it everywhere. The details of my donation, which was profit.
That is so skeezy.
Mhm.
I can't begin to explain to you how skeezy that is. And I'll say this from a perspective of a person who it takes a lot for you to become like a really close friend. And for me to open up, for me to share with you, it's not easy for me. It's not, something that I do. In fact, I probably didn't share this with Valhalla, but the fact that I was able to, have a couple of adult beverages at Dollywood and feel safe and comfortable, there's not a lot of people that I let my guard down with. And when you are like that, the betrayal of trust is really profound. And I know she sees it as just a slight thing, but that's where she will never understand us, because for us, this is like you failing level 1 at the trust test. You cannot be trusted at all. And we will put you in when people show you who they are, we believe you. We will never trust you now.
Well, and people will remember if they've been to my channel, they'll remember I've read emails online from other people. There is a reason why I did that, because those people were reaching out to me in bad faith, telling me how to run my channel. things that I need to do. This is how you have to behave. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I was like, no, we're not playing this. And my response was, and also it wasn't private between just him and I.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
My response was, I do not know who you are. What are you talking about? I know not what you speak of. And
yeah.
he came back with even getting more and more vitriol about it. And that's whenever I sent those over to, actually, I think Tug and Megan were on those at the time. And Megan actually reached out to me and said, hey, do you mind if I read these online? Because this is insane that somebody would be emailing you like this. And I was like, yeah, go for it. And
yeah, notice Megan didn't wait till she was live and say, oh, Shizzy, by the way, I'm like reading your private ish.
no, she actually asked me.
Well, there is a sense, and sort of you do get a feel of it if you've had to work hard for YouTube, people that are coming to you in good faith, and there will be points where I may vehemently disagree with your argument, but I see the logic that you put in the argument. I see where you're coming from. So I will say fair point, or I'll say, I didn't think of it that way. It doesn't mean I agree with you, but I respect the logic and the reasoning you used to get there. And if we could do more of that instead of, in bad faith, you mock in bad faith because you're not reaching. There is no world where we're going to reach Jessica if she doesn't want to be reached.
Right.
There's no world where any of our pearls of wisdom are landing anywhere but before swine if she wants to listen to them. And that's not a fat joke. That's a biblical joke and a fat joke. Bunnies, when you take this back to your queen, my name is Mo. It's 2 letters, not 3. So it should be easier for you guys to put crayons, Just throwing it out there.
If they can stop
Notice me.
From the sale of Kirk sweatshirts were donated to a local veterans agency I have done fundraisers for in the past. That's good. That's noble. You should absolutely help out the veterans. I'm all for it. I sent all of the profits from the merch, which was around $647. It was sent digitally through their donation portal on their website. Good. That should be easy to prove, right?
Notice him. He's not saying, bitch, I'm going to catch you. Show me the receipts. He's like, please just show me the receipts so I can put this to bed. Again, right. I keep bringing up the analogy of the old gunslinger that's put everything down and doesn't want to be dragged in. The worst opponent you can ever get is the person who has pushed beyond, not caring into caring. When you push the person who just wants to be left alone to this point, and the problem is, Jessica, is that you've pushed multiple people by going after friends. You have sort of the transitive effect. You trickle down. It's a family tree, and these people are my family of the heart, and that's what you don't get. Like, I'm gonna go all Oprah, but like Valhalla doesn't know, and I don't share this with everyone, but Friday night, usually by the time I'm on Friday Night Live, I am in a lot of pain. I'm done, but I'm having so much fun with my friends that I don't notice that. And that is a miracle. I talk about everyday miracles. When you are stuck in a body full of pain and people around you can get you out of that for a minute, a second, a couple of hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, when I'm laughing and I don't notice, Valhalla doesn't know and he wouldn't take credit for it, but he's part of that. He's a big part of that. And he wouldn't take credit for it. He wouldn't do anything but say, "Oh shucks, I'm just Valhalla." And that's why we stand up for him. And Jess, genuinely, honest to God, I hope you one day find that, because it's an incredible feeling. It's an incredible, miraculous, and I do mean miraculous feeling. And you're missing out on it with this fake fool's gold of toxic positivity.
Toxic positivity. I would call
Usually, no problem. I like this. There should be a paper
Sorry.
trail. There should be electronic paper trail. I have receipts for all the payments. Perfect. 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 The director of the program was asked about a partnership. The program, by the way, keep in mind, a local veterans agency. The program
usually
was asked
whenever
about a
you're-
partnership with me to sell merchandise, and he
I want to say, whenever you've got, like, for example, if that was me, and we'll just use the Elks Lodge or Moose Lodge or whatever Fred Flintstone had. Like, if I was doing a fundraiser for my local veterans, name would just say it was this Moose Lodge group, and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. And then what would happen is my response in that email would be, well, I donate to this chapter of this Moose Lodge in this particular city. The name of that person is such and such. So you could talk with them, Bob Smith, and here's his number if you want to give him a call. Because I don't have the receipts on me, but I'm there. Donate. This is where I usually donate to my veterans. You can call them up personally.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Legitimately, like, Joe Schmo answers the phone from VFW 12 and says, "Oh yeah, Jess, like, okay, we don't have the actual paperwork right in front of us, but she's solid." Valhalla, I'm sure, would have taken that. He
Yeah.
would have said, "Okay, you know what? You guys, she's working on the paperwork, but I've checked it out, and from all I can see, it seems to be
She's
legit."
not full of shit.
Yeah.
She seems to be legit on this. So you guys lay off of this, because you're going to harm any future fundraising that you could possibly do by putting this out there.
And here's the other thing. When she's talking about a partnership with me to sell merchandise, local chapters have gotten a lot more internet savvy. They would not align themselves with her, with the things that she says. Again, no local veterans group is going to want to be associated with, however much you want to claim it's a joke, your casual kleptomania, allegedly in Minecraft. Okay? They're not going to want to be. You are radioactive to get any more money. You are so polarizing that they wouldn't want to merchandise with you.
Right. And my channel is right on the edge of that also, where, I know that there would be people that'd be just like, no, I mean, you're a little too controversial, got a little bit too much going on. No, thank you. And
Yeah.
you have to understand that is some of the risks that I take doing the channel the way that I do the channel. If you cover politics, for example, it can be very polarizing with people. You cover religion, that can be polarizing with people. If you're talking about things that are non-polarizing, you're just like, here's how I build wood figurines. It's completely different because,
Well, yeah, I mean, I made a conscious choice with Mornings with Mo as a political nerd. I mean, again, with this, stunning case of chronic humility I have, I'm marginally more knowledgeable than I may be let on, but I have the humility to know that there are much smarter people who have made this their source of study. And if you really want to understand this in depth, go to them. I'm just a human being.
right.
You know,
I'm no
eh,
political scientist or
no, I'm not a political scientist. I don't know the nuances of every single geopolitical area. So I encourage you to think for yourself. I encourage you to do your own research. And I made that choice with Mornings with Mo because I might know a little bit more than I let on or think I know more than I let on. My ego is astounding, to be honest with you. But I also have I'm humble enough to realize that people don't come to me for political analysis. I didn't make my channel like that. And I wouldn't be surprised to lose subscribers if I changed my channel to that. That would be a choice I made and a consequence. And I want to appeal to as many people. When we were talking about this morning, or maybe it was last night, I honestly don't remember. Time is not real.
social construct.
But I came onto YouTube during a really, really dark, dark part of my life. I had just gotten hurt, and for the first time in my life, I couldn't power through something. And a little bit of a backstory because, like I said, Jess, come at me. I stand behind everything in my life because it's made me the person I am today. And I'll be darned, but I think I'm a pretty okay person. I've got like this okayness wrapped up. Participation Life Award, I am winning it.
You feel okay, and I mean, and I know you're going to get to that part of it, but I will say from my interactions with Mo, behind the scenes of what you don't see has always been no different than what you see right here. We might cuss a little bit more. We might say names that, that we wouldn't say on the interwebs, but that's because we can connect that way. How you're seeing Mo, she's like this all the time, except less humble.
Yes, yes.
No, she's got a way about her. So whenever she's telling you this, it's coming from experience, and it's hard to explain to people that have not seen seen the side of really bad people where you see them on camera, and then as soon as you're talking to them backstage, you're like, this is not the same person. Like there's a complete flip from what you've seen, and it's scary.
Yeah, it's and again, that's not something we share out, but it is scary, and it's something that is very interesting. I mean, I started watching Ricada during Rittenhouse because I was forced to sit down. I mean, I had legitimately not stopped moving since I was 22 years old and had my first child. A little bit of a backstory. Again, Jess, take this back to your bunnies. I stand beside and endorse everything. So let's see, 22, I had my first child, married to my first husband who was struggling with a drug addiction. And let me take a side note. Let me just, take a little moment here. Of all the vile and disgusting things you have put out there, Jess, and let me put myself under my real name because I want to say this co-signed under my name. One second, I can't type. I am pulling a Jess. Dead air, damn it.
There's no
Vamp.
dead air here. There's no dead air here. Yeah, Mo's about to unleash the deep end here on you.
Let me say that as a person who had to stare down the fucking reality of, at 24, I want you to imagine this. Put yourself 24. You have not only a 5-month-old, but you have an 18-month-old. And you're aware that your house is foreclosed on. You're aware that you don't have a job and you haven't had a job for about 2 years because your first husband had a bit of a control problem as well as a substance abuse problem. And since you don't like to speak out ill of people that can't defend themselves, you're not going to say much more about that than that. And then your husband dies. And you have to go through the surreal experience of 24 standing in a parking lot with your 5-month-old in a little ducky onesie and hear a sound from your mother-in-law that you never want to hear again in real life. The sound of a soul tearing in half. And my first husband wasn't a saint, and I carried a lot of anger for him, but to hear a mother's cry of anguish like that, you would never make fun of, you would never treat it as glibly as you do. There's a lot of things I'm irreverent about, But shit like that is not one of those, because there is a real human torture that grief is. But I got a job. In 3 weeks, I got a job and a place for my 2 girls. And I had another girl. Yes, I have 3 baby daddies come at me. And God was watching out for me. God, in his infinite grace and wisdom, saw the imperfect in ungraceful, irreverent, sarcastic, bitter, hateful, angry, mad, bitter Mo, and still loved her enough to, make sure that, yeah, her youngest, most feral daughter might have a different dad, but he is a great dad. And we might not be good together, but God bless it. He is the best father for her. He's deeply engaged. He loves her so much. And because I pulled my head out of my butt, she now has a bonus mom who loves her and all these other people in her life who share her. I decided to love my daughter more than any sort of regret or embarrassment or shame I had about, poor choices I made. So I stand by and own that. So again, come at me. Then I met my husband. And do you want to know the absolute kick in the nuts it is to experience delayed grief for someone you have mixed feelings for while falling in love with a man who, let me explain the type of man that Mr. Mo is. When I fell in love with Mr. Mo, we were very early in our relationship, and we had all caught the flu. So, me and my 3 young feral daughters, him, myself, and we had all, taken our cold medicine and fell asleep for a nap. Well, unfortunately, as feral children do, and my girls were just as feral as my boys, I've just blocked that out. I wake up and my girls must have woken up before us, and they had turned on the sink in the upstairs bathroom of his house, and it was raining downstairs, legitimately. And I was in terror. Legitimately, I was thinking.
We lost her for a second. It happens whenever it rains down on you like that.
Of all the times for YouTube to, oh no, I'm not that egotistical.
You're good. You're good. You can make yourself big sized again. That's fine. That's fine.
So
yeah.
I was legitimately terrified because in my life, this had not been met with anything good. I was either going to get yelled at. This was going to be drama. This was going to be, most likely relationship ending, but legitimately, I wasn't sure how this was going to be received. So I wake him up, and I am terrified at this point. And I said, I need to show you something. I have money saved up. We will fix this. I can get it priced out. Like I have been looking up, fix it people and everything because I am so, worried about how much this is going to be. I have, I am almost paralyzed by just how terrible this is all going to be. And he comes down and he looks at it and he says, okay, we can fix it. I know how to do drywall. And yeah, it's not Nicholas Sparks. Mr. Mo did have a 6-pack, which yes, he did. But I fell in love with him at that moment when he said, we can fix it. I had never really in my life had someone who didn't catastrophize. So yeah, my life has had ups and downs, but it's taught me that being bitter doesn't help anything because I was angry for a long time when I got hurt. And Jessica, let me break down a little bit what CRPS is like. You know that little pain smiley chart? CRPS is called the self-deletion disease. I have not in 5 years gone below I call it a 5 in my world, but legitimately and objectively, it would probably be a 7 or an 8 in a normal person's world. My left leg from foot to mid calf feels like it has severe to legitimately amputation ready freezer burn. My from mid calf to thigh feels like, if you have like an open root, and not like a root canal, and the lidocaine is sort of wearing off. So they're pushing on a nerve. That's what it feels like, every couple of minutes. Plus, sometimes legitimately like I have been doused in gasoline. So it turned me angry because it makes you snappy. It makes you very, very hard to function and that kind of thing. And I took it out and I became a butt monkey. So legitimately, I understand whatever you've gone through because I don't know your story. I don't. And you've probably walked through some bad stuff too. I'm not taking that away from you. But what I am telling you is you can choose to let it turn you into a bitter, hateful, scornful person. Or you can take a look at the person you're becoming, choose you don't like it, and work on it. Small steps. And I mean small. And you know what I started out with? Legitimately 3 things to be grateful for every morning. Because you know what is really hard to have a bitter, ridiculous attitude? When you start each morning thinking of 3 small things that you're grateful for, and then you move that up to 5. And then you start with another step, which is saying 5 nice things to people. I'm an introvert. I'm an inside cat. So I do that because it's hard for me genuinely to talk to people. So a compliment, it just helps me people. So a compliment, something that makes someone smile. These are legitimately things that I try to do every day. I'm not Jesus. I'm not Oprah. I'm still, have the sense of humor of Charles Manson. So, I'm not claiming to be perfect here. And you don't have to be. We're not asking for it. Just notice your stuff and own it, and then move past it. And thank you, Paramount Performance. Welcome to the Church of Mo. We have dark chocolate sarcasm, and the only thing we have a total prohibition on are recorders. And I'm not talking about digital. I am talking about those plastic audio assault weapons that 4th graders are given in Mo's America. The only legitimate thing that will be banned are those recorders. You're welcome. Vote for me. You think I couldn't win the popular vote? That shit's on lock if I say no more recorders.
Responded that we had no partnership. Like that makes sense, I guess. It's a simple misstatement during a live stream. Happens to me all the time. I see no problem with any of this so far. That response was sent around and everyone just ran with it, saying that they had no idea who I was. That checks out. I could see that happening. Completely understand. That sucks. Completely understand, though. Indeed, we had not made a partnership to sell anything. That's what I figured. He knew nothing about it. Totally checks out. I understand that. I just made a donation like I have always done in the past. So you've made past donations. Cool. That's noble. I appreciate it. Kimberly Wagner is the program manager. Okay. I hope someday we're going to figure out what the program is. I hope at some point she's going to tell me which organization.
Goose Magoose, you think you're slick. I have 6 kids. I'm removing the wax paper. I didn't say you wouldn't be searched before coming into the introvert commune.
Yeah, I was that kid. No recorder, kazoo.
And I was that mom that was like, oh, let me see it. And then I'd pop holes in the wax paper. Oh, shit. What are you going to do?
Me? Grass?
Pretty much. You would start whistling. Whistling might be another thing that I
learned how to whistle on an acorn so I can hit decibels that aren't ear piercing.
Shizzy. legitimately the hardest thing as a parent, and I mean this. Look, I love my middle son. He's got perfect tone and pitch, and he can whistle beautifully. But there is something about the tonal quality of whistling that makes me want to snap. So he's legitimately just doing it because it helps him zone out. And I'm trying so hard to be a good mom because my internal Mo is like, stop, stop it, stop it. I've asked you nicely to stop. Okay, do not crush his creativity, but make him go outside. Make him go outside. That's right.
Well, when I was a kid, I was trying to learn how to do that whistle that people do there. I could never do it. But my brother taught me how to do it without using your fingers. And so if you've ever heard that high pitch, yeah, I can do that just on a second's notice.
And it's because whistle, he actually does, he can carry a tune and everything. So objectively, I should have no problem with it. But there is something about whistling that just I'm like, what did the piccolo do to me in a past life?
Well, one of the reasons I married my wife is whenever she gets upset, she doesn't get that high pitch to her voice like a lot of women do. She gets a little more quiet where it's scary.
Oh, no, I get the taken voice too.
It's that whenever, because you'll see this in a lot of women where they get excited and it's their voice gets higher and higher, where it literally is such an assault on my eardrums that it disconnects from my brain and I don't hear a word that they're saying. It's probably why those relationships never last very long, because they'd be telling me something in that high pitched voice and I would zone out. I would just like, it was like my kryptonite, just dirt.
No, I rarely pull out the taken voice, but when I'm very mad, like the last time I did it, my daughter was like legitimately, because she was in the room, because I was like, let me show you how this works. So I call and, and I was like, no, you are going to listen to me very carefully because this is what's going to happen right now. And I need you to be very, very understanding of the seriousness that's about to happen. So please take a moment and then listen. And my mom, not my mom hasn't heard this voice, although I do plan to record it for a eulogy. No, I'm just kidding. And look, I love my mother. I have a comedy mom and my real mom, and I will explain this to her should she ever see any streams.
Oh.
But she's shame-embarrassed of my occupation, semi-profitable as this hobby tax write-off might be.
She's talking about, right? Mm-hmm. That makes sense. She is the one who instructed me how to make the cash donations. Cash donations? I thought you said they were digital. I thought it was a digital donation, not a cash donation. And also confirm them. So this lady, this Kimberly Wagner lady, confirmed the cash donations now, is what you're saying? Okay, cool. That's different than what you said up here.
I'm sensing a whiff of Chandler Halderson, where he couldn't remember if it was Bryant or Bryant. Like, this is the shit I would do, which is why everything, if I were going to build lore, it would be names I could remember.
Yes.
Again, you are essentially, if you are a liar, you are creating an entire Silmarillion. You have to be able to keep this. This is kind of why truth is more,
it's easier to tell the truth than to tell a lie.
It's more preferable than a lie. But if you lie, you have to be incredibly intelligent. You have to basically essentially tell the same story so you can remember it, perhaps embellish it to other people, but for essentially the most part, stick to it. And remember all of the people you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like if you get your Mensa membership from DeVry, you shouldn't engage in games of wit.
No. It doesn't
Almost
work.
like that participation in my daughter's in the honor roll bumper sticker no longer applies, ma'am.
Well, and me, I have such a bad memory with names. Like seriously, like it took me forever to remember what Expert's real name is. Like that was it, I'm just like, well, and also because I know him as Expert, and I'm just like, because my wife would like, okay, I don't know who you're talking about. Who is this Expert? And I'm just like, I don't know his real name.
Okay.
And he had told me it, but I was just like, I don't know his real
it,
name.
but I swear to God, he looks like another name to me. So
Right.
my brain has already forgotten that and inserted his joke name from me, and he will now forever be Expert or the joke name.
Yes.
But whatever. Well, whatever. No big deal. This was a very sad attempt to make me look like I stole from veterans. I didn't say anything like that. I believe you. Like, yeah, that's shitty. That's shitty of somebody to do. If you made the payments and you got the digital footprint or the confirmed cash donations receipts like you claim you have, yeah, cool.
Yep.
Cool. I'm all for it. My father frequented this place before he died. My condolences. Not sure how that's.
That is what we call in debate Mott and Bailey. Again, quartering, if you're going to use a term, please look it up. We have access to ChatGPT. You've also been on the internet and exposed to blood sports for long enough that even a casual, cursory glance at any sort of debate would explain to you what a Mott and Bailey is. But it's basically a sword and a shield. So she can now use her father's her grief over her dead father, as both a sword and a shield. It's basically a weapon and a defense, which is a Mott and a Bailey. So she is able to essentially use her father as both a shield and a sword to attack Valhalla, his moral, his character. How dare he, deal with essentially a grown adult orphan. In her mind, this is how she's going to play
Right.
it.
How dare she go attack not only a veteran, but you're attacking me, or you're attacking everything that my father stood for, which I thought was the same thing that you stood for, but apparently not. You're not as good of a veteran as my father was, kind of attitude.
Yeah, so it's a purity test. Your veteranship is not enough, and because you questioned anything, you're questioning his veteranship. How dare you? Which is not at all. Again, all of this says more about how she perceives things. And for someone who thinks that people are plotting against her all the time, she is remarkably non-strategic. If you legitimately thought that people were plotting and against you, you'd have the receipts because you know they were coming to attack you. You'd have everything crossed because you know that there's a cabal of people that just live to tear you down.
Right.
But you don't act like that because you don't legitimately think that. Again, either fully commit to the argument or it's all farcical.
Well, and this is the thing, is she's approaching this as if he's attacking her, which he's not. It was valid questions that he was asking, solid questions that could have simply been answered by not writing so quickly back, but just saying, let me get the information for you. Give me a couple of days. I want to make sure that I have everything there for you, and respond whenever you get the information. And that's why it seems so much like a lie, because whenever if Mo said, hey, you told me that you did X, Y, or Z, and I'm like, well, I can't show you that right now, but I'll tell you, because, well, I'm in the middle of a stream or something like that. But I'll tell you what, after the stream, let me see if I can pull up that information. I'll get that over to you. That right there, it would have been the proper response.
Well,
But she fired back almost immediately of like, I have all these receipts, but there was nothing there. There was no receipts there.
Yeah, and I'll take it back to a real life example because Shizzy and I talk about this because we end up like we are ADHD squared. We end up saying like 10 more minutes and then it's 3 a.m. and we're like, oh crap, we've got to work in the morning, don't we? Damn it all to hell.
Yes.
But so recently, like I am a self-professed finicky eater. Like I just am. I know that about myself. So I try not to ask people for food because I know I'm so picky. But Mr. Mo was like, hey, do you want something? And I had this pizza. Now we've gotten this pizza stone, and in all fairness, we haven't used it in a while. So I was trying to explain to him how to use the pizza stone, that you have to, heat it up with the oven. You can't just throw the pizza stone in there, or it's not going to work right. And I thought I'd gotten that across. Well, I hadn't, and I really hadn't been hungry all day, so I was really looking forward to this pizza. And it was like raw, stretchy on the bottom and then hot on the top. And there was no world that really hangry Mo was going to say anything nice to Mr. Mo. Anything. So I clammed up because I have learned that sometimes responding in haste when my emotions are high is never, okay, not sometimes, in every situation, responding full bitch is never gonna, lead to a great marriage.
or a great conversation. Just in the short term, it's gonna be bad conversation.
So I'm genuinely pissed off at this point because like I explained how to do this to you and I just wanted a pizza and oh my God. Okay, so, but I know that is in no way the right way to behave. In no way is it right to, reward his attempt to help me, his giving, because it is the thought that counts, even though I was hungry.
Right.
But that was not the way to respond. If I want him to even try to do it again, or even listen to me when I say, hey, could you try this, this, or this? He doesn't need me to essentially crap on his effort here.
Right.
It's not more important to crap on his effort than to, wait a couple minutes or a day, because you're me. So
same thing.
Well, so, and then I try to surreptitiously, I didn't know he was still in the kitchen, go out and like forage for food. And he was still there and I was like, damn it. And nothing looked good. So I just came back and I, ate some gummy nerds and a protein shake. And he was a little snippy with me in the morning. He's like, so you couldn't have just told me what was wrong? And I said, genuinely, I couldn't have, but let me explain. I wasn't trying to ignore you, because he's like, I didn't understand I knew you were upset, but you wouldn't talk to me. And I said, I'm sorry. What I was trying to do is approach things and still be grateful for you doing something for me and not address it in a really bad way. And I know I don't have that look, I have the right to remain silent and I was exercising it, motherfucker. You can't get me to self-snitch.
Well, I would like to think that my wife and I have gotten better about that. And mainly because I do most of the cooking. Like, I've got some pretty standard recipes, like a fish stew that I make, or, smoked meat of some sort. It could be anything from ribs to brisket, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'll make steaks, spaghetti, whatever it is that I make. And I've made it a point to listen to what she has to say. And she knows that no matter how bad it is, that I want her to tell me almost immediately. So if there's something I can do to correct it, if not, then I notate it, fix whatever the problem is with whatever recipe that I have. Like, there's been times that I've made something and she was just like, I mean, like the other night I made some steaks. She was like, this is the fat, nothing I can do about it. This has the most gristle that I've ever had. And I was just like, I think it's the meat itself. But note to self, look a little bit closer next time that I'm making her steak. But
Well,
she knows that she can come to me and say, this isn't right, or next time that we do it. And I'm always like, gotcha, babe.
well, and that and your relationship changes. Like I'm learning about myself that I know this is going to be shocking. I will have him catch it on videotape next time it happens. But when I get really upset, I kind of lose my ability to speak, or not so much. I know that I won't say anything.
Bad thing. You won't say what's in your mind at that moment, because what you're going to say in your mind is going to be hateful and mean.
Yeah, yeah. And it's more important for me at this point to wait until I can say it correctly and in a way that it will be constructive. But I then need to communicate to my husband that when I am really upset, I can't communicate and it doesn't come out the way I want it to. So it's a learning process, and you have to be humble and you have to tell people things, and it's a give and a take. I mean, I feel like I'm trying to teach peopling to a Borg.
well, I mean, all relationships have arguments. If anybody says they haven't, well, you just haven't had one yet, but you will have one. It's also the way that you handle it. There's been times that my wife have gotten an argument, and one of us will just go, I don't want you to talk to me right now. And we've both learned that whenever one of us does that we're going to go for a walk. We might not talk for 12 hours, until the next day. Sort of, we might actually go to sleep angry. But the next day we've sort of run through all of the conversations and knowing how the other person's going to respond, and we can sit down and have a conversation and we're still, it's not like the anger went away, but we formulated what it is about whatever situation it was that bothered us so much, and able to work through that.
Yeah, and if you take that moment, you take those moments or hours, you'll generally find that it's not the thing you thought you were arguing about. You know, I will generally say, okay, what was really, and then I'll be like, okay, I had been anxious all day. It was a high pain day. And then he just said that one little thing
It
that,
sets you off.
well, yeah, well, perfect example. So like we were walking, I've been really trying to focus on walking and increasing, because I've been kind of a couch potato, like not gonna lie. I have let the pain win a lot this winter. Winters are bad.
Mm.
So I've been really diligent, and, my worst critic is myself. So, the voice in my head has been constantly belittling, 10 minutes, is nothing, 10 minutes on a walking pad and you're celebrating that, or, that's an achievement. It is for me. And it was one day we had just finished going around, the neighborhood, and I'd felt really proud of myself, like because I'd gone on the walking pad too. And bless his heart, Mr. Mo did not mean it the way it sounded. And again, it was the way I took it, not the way he said it or any intention on his part. But I had said something kind of smart ass, like, I got 2 workouts today, just, being a little smart ass. And he's like, well, that's not a workout. And I was actually kind of proud of myself, because in that moment I said, hey, I know you didn't mean it that way, and I'm not getting mad at you for that, but my inner critic kind of uses that, and that's a little bit of a sensitive spot for me. So totally know you didn't mean it in any way like that, but if you could refrain, because that's kind of the cudgel that my inner mean girl uses against me, and it's just tender right now.
you hit the tender spot, you bastard.
I was like, damn it, because I was like, and it's so funny because you can go from that really like feeling like I'm doing good. You are good. You are special, and someone loves you too. You suck balls. Everyone hates you.
Yes,
like-
yeah. In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Oh, trust me. I've been in your husband's positions where I've said something and I didn't mean it that way, and then having to come back and sort of cut myself short and say, I'm sorry, that wasn't appropriate, and that came out completely wrong. I was high on my own product, and whatever it was that I said, I'm truly sorry. That was inappropriate and not a way to handle the situation. And we move on. The way that Machado has been acting has been an absolute shit stain on everybody. And we're talking about going after people like Valhalla, going after people like Baker. Come on. Like, you don't have to go and attack people that are your friends, and I'm talking about the Coors Boar. I'm serious. You don't have to go and do an attack on her. But what you need to do is have a serious conversation with her that lets her know her bad behavior is not accepted around you.
Yeah.
And that might help you out quite a bit. Because if this is how your relationship is just online with a bunch of people you don't know, it makes me worry about your relationships with the people that you do know. Like the guy that you share the bed with, the kids that you share the home with. It really concerns me in that way, because if you're acting this way to total strangers, how shitty do you act towards people that you're close to?
Yeah. And I hate to be, I was like short segue, but actually Mr. Mo made the pizza correctly this time. So
you're going to go eat pizza?
I love y'all, but pizza.
Pizza.
I am sending you guys over to Megan and Tug, in the realm of, we are just blessed. Our cup runneth over with lolcal.
Yes.
So they're taking you down to, America's Freedom Peen, Florida, for low calorie.
Mo low cal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good Lord.
It's good down there.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. This is kind of what our channel is. We tend to we start with a topic, we derail, and we're not a drama channel. So we kind of do this when we have to stand up, but this is not our general thing. We're more crazy shenanigans and people need to laugh.
Yes. We usually try to laugh a little more than you do.
So bye, you guys.
Bye, guys. Have a good one.
You too. Oh,
See you in the morning.
I am tired too.
Mhm.